Hello, awesome kid. I'm Teacher Wes. Today will be a fun and exciting day. So, are you now ready? Great. Let's begin. Today we will be learning about the geologic process that will occur between the convergence of oceanic plate and another oceanic plate. But before we move on with our topic, let us try to discuss first the two types of lithospheric plates. The Earth's lithospheric plate. Two types of lithospheric plates. The Earth's lithosphere consists of layers, the crust and the upper mantle. The first is the continental crust, which is thicker but less dense and located under the continents. The oceanic crust, which is thinner but denser than the continental crust and located under the oceans. Three types of convergent plate boundaries. 1. Oceanic and oceanic plate boundary. 2. Continental and oceanic plate boundary. 3. Continental and continental plate boundary. Okay, so way to go, kids. You're doing a really good job. I believe that you already learned the two types of lithospheric plates and the three types of convergent plate boundary. This time, let us try to learn more about the oceanic to oceanic plate boundary. But wait, let us try first to define the following. Definitions: geologic process, a naturally occurring event or activity of the Earth and its structures. Examples include subduction, formation of mountain belts, volcanoes, and earthquakes. Geologic features: any physical features of the Earth's surface that is formed by geologic process. Examples include trenches, mountains, volcanoes, rift valleys. Geologic events is a slow or sudden movement either below or on the surface of the Earth. Examples are earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions or activities, or avalanche. I think you are now ready to learn about the oceanic to oceanic convergence. So, let's begin. Converging oceanic and oceanic plate. When two oceanic plates collide, the older, denser oceanic plate subducts beneath the other, less dense oceanic plate. The leading edge of the subducted plate will eventually reach the mantle, causing it to melt due to high temperature and pressure, turning it into magma. The molten material will rise to the surface, creating a volcanic island arc parallel to the trench. The volcanic island arc is a chain of volcanoes positioned in an arc shape. You're doing great, kids. Keep it up. This time, let us try to answer some questions before we move with our next discussion. Question 1. What geologic process takes place with the convergence of two oceanic plates. Question 2. How does this type of plate movement help shape our planet? Okay, I hope you got it all right. Let us now move on with our discussion. Trivia. The Hawaiian island is a volcanic island arc formed due to the converging Pacific plate that has subducted under the North American plate. What is subduction? The sideways and downward movement of the edge of a plate of the Earth's crust into the mantle beneath another plate. What happens when plate subducts? The subduction will cause formation of trenches, and these trenches will become sources of earthquakes. Now you might ask what a trench is. What is a trench? A depression in the seafloor, also called the submarine valleys. An example of this trench is the Aleutian Trench that can be found parallel to the Hawaiian island. This is an example of a trench. On the other hand, due to the subduction process, the water from the ocean tends to be displaced, and because trenches become sources of underwater earthquakes, this creates tsunamis, or also called as harbor waves. This time, let us try to understand what is a tsunami or harbor wave. Tsunami is a series of ocean waves with very long wavelengths caused by large-scale disturbances of the oceans. This is a tsunami. Great job, kids! I see that you already learned a lot. This time, let us try to process your understanding on what we have discussed today. Question 3. What geologic event might take place with the convergence of this plate? Question 4. What are the advantages and disadvantages of having this geologic event? I hope you got it all right, kids. Good job! This time I want you to meet my friend Timmy. He needs your help in answering his homework. Will you help him? Wow, that's great to hear.
Hi, my name is Timmy. I'm having trouble with my homework in Earth Science. Will you help me answer my homework? Wow, that's great to hear. Then let us begin. Hello, I'm back. Can you help me with this activity? Can you help me describe what happens between two converging oceanic plates?
Our task is to describe the geologic process, events, or features from the illustration by answering the given questions. Can you describe what geologic features are formed on top of plate A? Can you describe what geologic features are formed on top of plate B? Can you describe what happens when plate A and B collide?
What happens to the leading edge of plate B as it continues to move downward below plate A?
What other geologic processes or events might take place with the convergence of these two oceanic plates?
If the edge of plate A suddenly flicked upward, a large amount of water may be displaced. What could be formed at the surface of the ocean?
Well done, guys! Thank you so much for helping me out on my homework. See you soon! Wow, looks like Timmy is extremely happy of your help. This time, let us try to see how much you have learned from our discussion. Are you now ready? Great! Please prepare your notes and pen as we begin with our activity. Task: make a summary of our lesson by filling out the missing word. The pool of words shall be given inside the box for your choices. Let's begin. If the two plates that meet at a convergent plate boundary, in which both are of oceanic crust, the older, denser plate will blank beneath the blank plate. The older, denser subducting plate forms a blank, resulting in blank. Stronger earthquakes could form blank at the surface of the ocean. Melting of mantle material creates blank at the subduction zone or less dense plate. The features of an ocean-to-ocean plate convergence are the set of volcanoes in an island parallel to trenches. Key points: when two oceanic plates converge, the older and more dense oceanic plate will sink beneath the less dense plate towards the mantle, or what they call as subduction process. This gives rise to other geologic process events and features like the formation of volcanic island arcs, trenches, and generate shallow, intermediate, or deep earthquakes. Many parts of the Philippine archipelago originated from the oceanic convergence. Thus, volcanic chains can be found from Taiwan to Mindoro in the descent of the West Philippine Sea along the Manila Trench, with Mount Taal as one of the active volcanoes. The Mariana Trench occurs along a plate boundary between the Philippine Plate and the Pacific Plate. I think that's all for now, kids. See you soon!